All right, hello everyone. This is Rich from Light Street Creations, and in this video I want to give you 3 tips of what you don't want to do at your first craft show as a beginner. All right, tip number 1, do not interrupt a sale. And what do I mean by that? Let's imagine you are in your booth, you're setting up, a customer comes in, you start your sales pitch, you start your conversation, someone else from another booth, possibly a vendor, comes in, they interject, derail your conversation with that potential customer, you lose the sale. It's very frustrating. So that being said, if you are walking around getting to know the other vendors, seeing what they're doing, seeing what they're selling, and a customer comes into their booth, do not interject. Make sure you exit stage left. You can stand away and listen to what they say or listen to how they interact with the customer, maybe take some mental notes of that, but don't interrupt their sale. And as a courtesy, they shouldn't interrupt your sale. If it happens, you can politely say, hey, listen, I apologize, but I can't focus on your conversation and their conversation at the same time. So when I'm speaking with a customer, can you please just hold on until I'm done and then we can continue our conversation later. So just be polite, but it's really frustrating when somebody interrupts a sale. So as a courtesy, don't do it for somebody else. Don't interrupt their sale also. So, all right, tip number 2. I gotta look down at my board real quick. Tip number 2. Don't be afraid to say no. All right, this is an important one. All right, you're going to have customers that come into your booth. They're going to want to haggle. Let's say you have something marked at 50 bucks, for example, and they want to give you 25. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say that you're not going to drop your prices. You could be firm on it. If you want to haggle, you can haggle, but if you don't want to go that low, that's fine. Or you might be in a situation where another vendor really likes your stuff and they want to trade. They don't want to buy your stuff. They want to trade something. You can politely tell them no, just explain to them that you're here to sell, you're not here to trade. So, but don't be afraid to say no to somebody. You always want to be polite, but you can politely say no. You might need to rehearse it at home because it was hard for me to do it at first. But yeah, don't be afraid to say no, but be polite. All right, tip number 3, don't be afraid of change. I apologize, I'm in my garage, it's really hot. So, by the way, if you like this video and you like what I'm talking about, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons. It would really help me and motivate me to make more videos. So that being said, yeah, don't be afraid to change. What do I mean by that? When you first start out, you're going to have your booth set up, you're going to be doing things, and it might go well, it might not, but don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to move things around. Don't be afraid to change the color palette of the items that you're making. It's always good to experiment. It's always good to try new things because you don't want to become stagnant. That's one of the worst things is when you go out, and I'm not saying you have to change everything. You don't have to redesign everything every craft show, but let's say you go out and you don't really do that well. It's okay to change things around. It's okay to try new things. When I put stuff on consignment, I have a limited amount of time that it can be in the store before they say pull it. So if it doesn't sell within 3 months or within 6 months, they tell me either reduce the prices or pull it out of the store. It's hard to take sometimes, but I'd much rather pull the item and put something else in that's going to sell as opposed to it just taking up space for an indefinite amount of time. So that being said, don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of evolving and getting better. You will do this over time. You'll learn from your mistakes and you'll make more sales eventually. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make some money selling our handmade goods. So that's it, a little long-winded, but I hope you enjoyed it. 3 tips. I would say don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to say no. And don't interrupt somebody else's sale because it's annoying when it happens to you. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Can't even really talk. I hope you enjoy the video. That's it. Please hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and I will see you in the next one.